Hello and welcome, I'm DDF Racer, and at the end of last year, fellow YouTuber and sim racer James Tumilty asked me to put together a video for him showcasing my favourite mod in Assetto Corsa. Now the only problem was, I'd never tried Assetto Corsa before despite being gifted it nearly 12 months earlier. Thanks again, Sticky. So to maintain some kind of credibility as a sim racer, I finally fired up AC for the first time. To pick a favourite mod for James, and also to see what Assetto Corsa was all about, I thought I'd try lots of different mods in an attempt to relive some of my most memorable sim racing moments. And it was kind enough to let me reuse some of that footage in this video on my channel here today, which is also before I had my most recent haircut. Just in case you were wondering why it suddenly grows a couple of inches. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. This is a combo that is very close to me, as it's where my channel really started and what a lot of my first ever subscribers know me for. R-Factor 2 races against the AI in the USF 2000. Now I noticed that Assetto Corsa comes with the Tartus FA01 car by default, which is close enough, so this mod focuses on the circuit instead. Road Atlanta, one of my all-time favourite tracks and the scene of one of the most exciting races I ever had in this car in R-Factor 2, so let's see how well AC compares. Okay, here we are at Road Atlanta. First impressions from Assetto Corsa. Wow, actually, really enjoying this. I mean, it's not that I wasn't expecting to not enjoy it, but I'm kind of pleasantly blown away. Like, it looks great, but that's probably thanks to the custom shaders patch that I'm running. But the performance is fantastic. Like, normally I can't really push Sims too much because of the strains of recording for you guys on YouTube. So I'm kind of limited to what I can do, and I do normally run in VR, which is even more taxing, but I thought I would keep my face free of ridiculous headsets for this video, because I want you guys to see the emotions that I go through, that I will undoubtedly go through as I relive my best sim racing moments. Basically, I don't want to hide that with a silly Oculus headset. Oh, it doesn't get better than this. I absolutely love lower formula single-seater racing cars with a passion. It's what got me started. It's what always gets me excited. I love it whenever I jump in an F3, an F4, or a Tartus FA01 like this. It's just something about it excites me. I can't explain it, and I think if I can explain it, I'll probably lose the magic. The car itself is default AC content, so let's talk about the track for a second. Very good rendition. There's a lot of road feel as well. I love the way it feels. I love the way it feels to drive. And that's something that I always try and do when I'm testing out my force feedback, as I always try and pick a circuit that has a lot of elevation changes. It's actually fun to drive as well, because when you go through the elevation changes, you really feel the car loading up when it goes through a compression, or going light when it goes off the top of a hill. There's plenty of that here. And it feels great. The road feel is great as well. I'm loving this, guys. I'm absolutely loving this. I don't know why I'm so surprised. It's one of the most popular sims for a reason, but yeah, this is pretty much as vanilla as it gets. You know, you've got stock content on a very well-known track in sunny conditions, basically. So, let's switch things up a bit. Let's get rid of the daylight. Let's get rid of the open-wheel single-seater. Let's go and see what else Assetto Corsa has to offer. Aside from lower-level single-seaters, something else that gives me great sim racing satisfaction is a good endurance race, and let's be honest, it doesn't get more enduro than prototypes racing through the night at Le Mans. The car itself is actually part of the official Assetto Corsa Porsche DLC, which just goes to show that even Kunos couldn't help getting in on the modding scene. Sort of. Oh wow! Oh, this is something else! The sound of this car! The visuals at night, Solmod's doing an amazing job of making it look realistic, and I watched so many Gene Broadbent streams where he drove this car. Listen to this sound! This is the sound! That recharge, that transmission whine, oh, so good. Instantly falling in love with this. And the car, like I said before, is official Kunos DLC. The track is a mod, and I'm not too keen on it, to be honest with you. Maybe I've just been spoiled with R-Factor 2. but the elevation just doesn't seem quite right here. I mean, it's always fun to drive at Le Mans, Circuit de la Sarthe, but the elevation's not quite right. Kind of takes away, especially when you're so used to a very particular laser scan version of the track. But I guess that's what you get with mods, you know, some of the quality's hit and miss. I've always wanted to drive a hybrid. I've always wanted to have some kind of energy management on a sim level. Ooh, I completely missed that apex there. There's so many modes to choose from, like low aggressive, high preserve, high aggressive, hot lap, charging, low preserve. That's what I've been running on so far. I don't know if you can see at the bottom right of the screen, the yellow bar on my steering wheel. That is the amount of battery that I've got left in the car, and to get around the lap here at Le Mans on just one mode, you have to have it on low preserve, it looks like. You just won't make it otherwise, you just don't have enough battery. I imagine through the course of a race, you can use that to your advantage, you can... Oh, there he goes. Way wide. You're going to have to use that if you want to save up your charge down the back straight and then deploy it later in the lap to make an overtake on someone. Oh, I love the idea of that. But yeah, like I said, track's not 100%, but the car is, and this is just highlighting even more the Soul mod. The fact that you can get night in Assetto Corsa. I thought it was just sunny conditions all the time, just like Race Room. You know, it's always sunny in Race Room. I thought it was always sunny in AC as well. But this mod, Soul, just opens up the possibilities so much. It just completely transforms the game and looks absolutely stunning in the process as well. Look at Tetra Rouge now. The elevation is way off. That should be completely flat. Don't let it take away from the experience. It's just one hell of an experience. But there's a lot more to AC than just this, as we'll soon find out. Something else that Assetto Corsa has been known for, thanks entirely to the modding community, is open plan, sandbox, free roam driving areas, not just circuit racing. And they don't come in more spectacular fashion than LA Canyons at sunset, so let's give that a try. Well, this is a completely different experience once again, guys. This is not circuit racing, this is just free drive racing. It's not even racing, it's just free driving. It's such a break from the norm, you know, you hop in the car, you want to go racing, and it's like, there's always pressure to go fast to find those extra few tenths here. Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can go drifting if you want. Oh, that sunset looks beautiful. This is the ultimate chill out, really. And it kind of reminds me of my first proper VR experience. Because I used to live in the UK and now I'm living in Australia. But when I first moved to Australia, it was too expensive to bring my rig with me, my old gaming computer. So I said, you know what? I'm going to save up, and I'm going to buy a new computer in Australia, and then I'm going to get VR. I'm going to kit it out exactly for that. And I did. I saved up, bought myself a new computer, and the first real racing title that I had was Project Cars 1, the very first Project Cars. And I used to drive the California run so much in VR, just driving around at sunset, just doing exactly what I'm doing now but in Project Cars, and it was just magical. Such a magical experience. But it also kind of reminds me of Test Drive Unlimited. Now that's going back a bit. And that, I used to spend so many hours just cruising around Hawaii. It was just amazing. Absolutely amazing, guys. I loved it, and this is really bringing this back for me. It's not as open world as I would have imagined. Oh, it looks like the end of the road there. What a place to rock up and watch the sunset, though. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, this has really got some Test Drive Unlimited vibes, guys. I think we turn the beat around and we go the other way. Actually, what we need for this is some good driving music. cool! The yardstick for pretty much every sim these days is GT3 at Silverstone. You drive it all the time, you know it off by heart, and let's be honest, you're probably sick of it. So, when I found out I was doing a 2.4 hour race at Silverstone in ACC with OzNZ Sim Racing a few months ago, I wasn't exactly thrilled. And then the race started. Dark clouds hovering in the sky, threat of rain, and of course, the heavens opened and all hell broke loose. And it was one of the best races I've ever had, just trying to stay alive through the torrential rain, and when it finally stopped, playing chicken with changing to slicks on a drying track whilst hunting down the leader. Epic stuff. Now I know what you're thinking, guys. This isn't a mod. This is DLC content on a stock standard track, and yeah, you're right, really, to be honest with you. I couldn't find a good GT3 mod that was free or licensed. Now obviously that does throw up an interesting point with mods, is that it's very rare to get licensed mod content. For example, you can't get a Ferrari or a Porsche because no one's allowed to use the name Ferrari and Porsche, so you kind of have to have these hybrid names that everybody knows what they are, but you just can't call them that. I know that Racing Studios have a great paid mod for GT cars, but I thought, you know what, let's take the mods out of the equation for a minute as far as cars and trucks are concerned, and I've talked a lot about Sol so far, so let's focus on Sol. And I thought this would be the perfect test for the wet weather, and if I'm being honest with you, I'm not that impressed. Like, I love the day and night transition stuff, I love all the time of day scenarios that you can get with Sol, but wet weather, I'm not feeling it. Like, I don't feel that sense of danger that I felt in ACC when I did the OzNZ Sim Racing race. Now, I know I just went clean off the track then, but that was just because I wasn't concentrating. I was understeered straight off onto the grass. But there's no sense of imminent danger. There's no sense that, oh, if I put too much power down, I'm going to loop the car, which is kind of disappointing, really. Like, it looks good. Actually, I may have just proved myself completely wrong there. That's the first time I've wheeled spin the entire time since I've driven this car. But yeah, like, it looks good, and it does reduce the grip, but it doesn't feel like wet weather. You can't work miracles, you know, this is like adding content to a game that was never designed to have that content in the first place. Like, it is great what they've done with Sol. As far as rain goes, nothing will beat ACC when it comes to like GT3s in Silverstone at the wet. That was just an epic experience. This is kind of a bit meh, bit flat for me, to be honest with you, and I don't like to say negative things, I don't like to say bad things, and I wouldn't say it's a bad thing because I love Sol. It's just, yeah, it feels a bit flat, really. But once again, the circuit's great, and the car's great as well. Like, the actual driving experience itself isn't bad. I just think I've been spoiled by Alpha 2 wet weather, by, you know, ACC wet weather. Now, of course, this is still better than Race Room because you got no rain, no weather, no anything in Race Room, so it just further reinforces the point that there are so many more possibilities in Assetto Corsa. It's great. It is. It's fantastic. It really is proving itself to be probably one of the most versatile sims I've ever known. I'm loving it, guys. I can't wait to see what else is in store. Now, I can't go through my memorable sim racing moments without trying to recreate where it all started, playing Jeff Crammon's Microprose Formula 1 Grand Prix with my dad. Based on the 1991 Formula 1 season, this game started my obsession with sim racing, and specifically Formula 1. Now, I really wanted to try and recreate this in a modern setting, and I wanted to try and find a decent Phoenix street circuit mod, but the only one I could see was still in development, so I decided to go for the Adelaide street circuit instead. Oh, this is absolutely terrifying! Oh, what am I doing? This is not how I remember it. I remember it being a lot easier on Jeff Crammon's Formula 1 Grand Prix. This is terrifying! I'm absolutely terrible at it as well. Obviously, these cars come with a manual H-pattern shifter. I was sure they came with paddles, but when I was sat in the pits, it wouldn't do anything. Oh, and round it goes. And there's a biff in the fence. Let's see how my rear wing is. Maybe it's going to spit me off into the fence anytime soon. But it wouldn't be a proper DDF racer video if there wasn't a bin in it somewhere, guys. That's right. And the weather here is fantastic as well. I know I talk about the weather for the entire thing, but there is an imminent thunderstorm. There's flashes of lightning all around the circuit. It also wouldn't be a DDF Racer video if I didn't abuse the hell out of the gearbox. This isn't making me feel nostalgic, this is just making me scared. But it does kind of make me realize how far simulations have come in like 30 years. That's right, 30 years. It's going to be 2021 next year, which means that the season this is based on is 30 years old. I don't know about you, but I tend to think of computer games as something relatively modern. But there are people out here playing Assetto Corsa, probably people watching this video right now, who weren't even born when Formula 1 Grand Prix came out. That kind of makes me feel old. That kind of scares me a little bit, unfortunately. Oh, but this is so much fun, though. I feel this is such a manual handling experience. And it's, obviously, as you can see here, it's the old version of Adelaide as well. Not the new one that kind of cuts a bit shorter to the right. And this is Mika Hakkinen corner. If you guys don't know the reference, YouTube, Mika Hakkinen 1995 Adelaide, you'll get it pretty quickly. So maybe that's why they got rid of that corner. Yeah, it's such a ferocious car. But I love it. Pure driving experience alone. This wakes you up in the morning. I should probably just focus on driving. But I want to try and describe what it feels like to you guys as well. Wow! Did you see that? Oh, there's a curb. That would have been an instant suspension failure. Oh, this is great. I'm loving this. It's not what I was expecting, but I'm absolutely loving it, guys. Oh, wow. Oh, he's going in too deep. No, no, no. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's probably a fitting place to wrap things up, I'd say. But wait, there is one more combo to try.
The rumour is that this could be a crunch race for the new Ford driver.
And it's happened immediately. Get mugged by a Honda there. Oh, are you kidding me? Alan Menu. Now, for those of you who didn't get that joke, British Touring Cars 1998 at Croft is something that will haunt me forever. Earlier in the year, I did a full playthrough of the original Codemasters Toka 2 career mode, and the Croft round of that championship took me, no exaggeration, over 5 hours to beat. The AI were ruthless, and the changing track conditions made it even trickier. It was honestly one of the most frustrating sim racing moments I've ever had. So when I realised this was a combo I could recreate in Assetto Corsa, I decided it was time to finally set the record straight and see if it's actually any good in a more up-to-date recreation. I'm so sorry, Toka 2. I think I treated you too harshly. This is amazing! This is such a fun front-wheel drive car. I know the Race Room is meant to be the undisputed king of front-wheel drive, but this... the physics in this BTCC 1999 mod, which I'm using a 1998 skin on, it's just... wow! With the lift-off oversteer and the damp conditions, it is actually I'd probably say it's trickier to drive than the Formula 1, which is saying something. Like, it's not as deadly because you can save it by doing the old front-wheel drive, plant the right foot to straighten up again, just like that. But to get a good time, wow, this really requires a lot of finesse. And Croft is actually... it's actually a good circuit. Toka 2, I really do think I treated you way too harshly. I can't even begin to imagine what a full grid would be like here, with a full 1998 roster, as opposed to just 16 cars you were limited to in Toka 2. Your Jason Platos, your Matt Neals, your Tim Harveys, your Alan Menus, your Paul Radishes. Maybe James can organise that. Maybe James can organise an Assetto Corsa BTCC 1998 event. I'd be there in a flash. But this is just great. And again, Soul Mod shining through with the rather drizzly track conditions here. I am feeling the loss of grip here, as opposed to the GT3s that I drove at Silverstone before. I'm definitely feeling it. It's a little bit skatey here. But that's just adding to the fun. Through the windshield, whoa, chef's kiss, that's beautiful. That's not, that driving is absolutely horrendous. Wow, okay. Maybe I'll try and do a proper lap now, where I'm actually concentrating, actually try and set a decent time for once. Let's do this, DDF. I can see on the Delta, 2.5 tenths up. It's a better lap. Take that, Croft. Haha! One experience. I want to do more laps, but I have to kind of wrap this video up. So with that, I hate to say it, bye for now. Now at this point of the video, you might be expecting me to pick a winner, my favourite, you know, my best mod of the bunch. Well, I can't. I like them all. The winner, as far as I'm concerned, is Assetto Corsa. Probably the most versatile sim out there that I've ever used, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of kicking myself for leaving it so long to try it. It drives well, and it looks great without needing the use of a supercomputer, and the sheer scale of the modding community just opens up so many possibilities. So a big shout out and a thank you to James Tumilty, link on top of the screen right now to his channel, for actually giving me the motivation to try AC for the first time. I can see myself coming back many times again in the future. And honestly, thank you so much to you guys for watching this video as well. I had a lot of fun putting this together, and I hope you enjoyed watching it too. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press that notifications bell, because I've got a feeling that there will be a lot more AC content coming up on this channel in the very near future. Look after yourselves, guys, and I'll see you soon.